Now that week one is in the rearview mirror, reactions and overreactions are in full swing, especially for the rookies. Quarterback Cam Ward and the Titans fell to the Broncos 20-12 week one in Denver. The entire Titans offense displayed a quite impressive collapse. But how much of that should actually be on the shoulders of rookie quarterback Cam Ward? To talk more about these rookies, let's welcome in our draft expert, NFL expert, Ryan Wilson here. Cam Ward, talk to me about what you saw from him in week one. Look, you can blame also a lot of that on his receivers, on pass protections. What did you think about Cam Ward, though, himself?
Hey, man, good to see you. And I'm giggling because all we saw in the clips coming in were the drop passes. But I'll say this. I went back and watched all of Cam's throws, and I was wholly and completely impressed with the way he played. And a lot of what you look for in these rookie quarterbacks, and you guys just talked about it with J.J. McCarthy the first three quarters as his first year starter, looking scared. There was none of that in the way Cam played. We saw the arm strength and the athleticism. We saw the confidence. He threw with anticipation, which is what you love to see from a young quarterback. And while he had plenty of drops, and he was only 12 of 28, there were reasons for optimism. This is the first play of the game to Tony Pollard, the first pass play of the game that went for 29 yards. Newsflash, Tony Pollard led the team in receiving with that one catch. Here's a throw to Gunnar Helm, the rookie, to the left side. He made that throw earlier in the game to the right side. And those are reasons for optimism. Now, the bigger question is, does he have the people around him to help? You don't want your running back leading the team in receiving with one reception. I think Gunnar Helm's going to get there. Emeka Egbuka, who they drafted in the fourth round, is going to get there. Calvin really needs to play better. But this will not be mistaken for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase anytime soon. So they're going to have to figure that out. But I think there's reasons to be happy if you're a Titans fan based on the way that Cam played in that first game. In tough conditions, by the way, against that really good Broncos defense.
Yeah, let's move on to another offensive player here. We're going to go with the tight end, Tyler Warren, with the Colts. And by the way, it was two rookie tight ends that set history. So it was him, Harold Fannin of the Browns. Top spot for receptions by a rookie tight end in week one, both of them holding that top spot now. But talk to me about Tyler Warren, just how impressive he was for this Colts team. I think his first drive was like 3 catches for, I don't know, let's see, 43 yards or something like that. He started off the game hot, ended it hot as well.
Absolutely. And again, look, maybe something that has to do with the Dolphins not showing up, but whatever. Tyler Warren took advantage of the opportunity. And I will tell you this, I don't know the relationship that Daniel Jones and Tyler Warren had before Tyler was drafted. They are absolutely best friends now because that is Daniel Jones' security blanket. And look, I don't want to overstate it, but Amanda, I'm going to overstate it. This might be a Brock Bowers situation for Daniel Jones. Now, he's not the athlete that Brock Bowers is, but you might be getting close to that sort of production if they keep it up with the way Shane Steichen chose to use him in week one. Incredibly reliable hands. He's going to catch everything you throw him. They lined him up all over the formation. He had an opportunity for a touchdown that perhaps maybe was pass interference that wasn't called. Whatever. He'll get those chances. And he, like I said, was always open in the middle of the field for Daniel Jones. And I think that's going to be a recurring theme as we get through this season. I wrote about how well Daniel Jones played in that debut. And this is a new version of Daniel Jones, sort of in the Sam Darnold mold from a year ago. Tyler Warren will certainly help with that narrative as we move through the season.
All right, are you ready for this next one? Because this one's personal between you and I.
Let's go.
We're going to talk about Ashton Jeanty with the Raiders. He had carried the ball 19 times, 38 yards, got a score. Here was the hype. I'm just going past the screen now, and now people are very, very worried about Ashton Jeanty. Where do you fall kind of in that roller coaster?
Yeah, he's your guy. You covered him last year. He stayed, of course, on the sidelines, and he's our guy.
I was also concerned.
Yeah, because he is Amanda Guerra height. And that's okay for running back, though, Amanda. You can be south of 5'8", let's say, and still be a really good running back. Now, the concerns are this, and when you go back and watch his carries, first carry against the Patriots, 9 yards, fantastic. Third carry, 9 more yards. The carries in between are what get your attention, and it felt like he was pressing. It felt like he wasn't letting the holes develop in front of him. He wasn't trusting his blockers. He was running up into the back of some of his offensive linemen, and that's not the Ashton Jeanty we were used to seeing at Boise State. I think probably it was first-game nerves. We saw the flashes of athleticism when he was patient. That has to come with time, and look, it wasn't a great performance. I think he would tell you that, but I think he is going to get better, and I'm going to chalk that up the way he played in New England, in a game they won, by the way, just being nervous for being on the NFL field for the first time in the regular season.
So, like, if it was, like, cold, warm, hot, like, you'd put him like a warm right now. Like, we're not freezing cold. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Lukewarm?
Nah, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. All right, we're going to go with that. Let's talk about Emeka Egbuka with the Bucks. And this is someone that Baker Mayfield was his personal cheerleader in the preseason. Heading into the season, he was absolutely phenomenal. Let's give you a LeBron stat. How about this? Since the merger, second player to catch a game-winning touchdown pass in the final minute of regulation or overtime in his first career game. Kind of a LeBron stat, kind of inflated, but still very cool nonetheless for Emeka Egbuka. What do you think the ceiling is for him?
LeBron watching HQ, minding his business, catching strays from Amanda Guerra. So he'll be sure to make note of that. Here's the thing, and I was talking to our buddy Rand Carthon about this on with First Pick podcast earlier today, and Rand was talking to someone in the league about Emeka Egbuka, and they said that he looked like a 10-year vet, and that's exactly what he looks like. So yeah, first year quotation marks of the accomplishment you read out there for the stat. But is it a touchdown pass here? I think it is. He ran this little post, beat the cornerback, and that was late in the fourth quarter to give them that win. And this feels like a guy, here it is again, he just puts the cornerback in the blender. He just feels like he's been playing there forever, and he's going to fit right in. You talked about Baker Mayfield's love for him. They certainly trust each other. He's a contested catch guy. You see it there. He can high point the ball. He can contort his body. And Jason Licht, the GM, said shortly after the draft, they had a top 10 grade on Emeka Egbuka, and I think that's the sort of production you're going to get from him. Is he as electric as Jamar Chase getting off the bus and going through warm-ups? No, but he's going to put up those sorts of productive numbers because that's how good he is. That's how polished a route runner he is. So not surprised at all by his debut, Amanda, and I expect it will continue.
As you mentioned, look, that is somebody that was targeted in the first round. A lot of people did have a top 10 grade on him. Somebody that maybe could consider a steal, the final rookie we're going to talk about with the Cardinals, their cornerback Will Johnson here was taken in the second round, 47th overall, absolutely balled out in that first game. Could he potentially be, now that the season has started, when we look back, a steal of the draft?
Yeah, and in fact, you could rewind a few weeks ago to training camp and in preseason where he was balling out there too, according to reports. And this is something else Rand and I talked about, and I struggle with this, Amanda, and perhaps you can relate, you can tell me. I overthought it with Will Johnson. He didn't play for much of the season last year because of a toe injury at Michigan. Then there were murmurs around the league that he was going to run slow in the pre-draft process, so he didn't run at all. We were hearing numbers like 4.7, so he falls to pick 47 instead of being a top 20 pick. And I'll tell you this, too, as long as we're being frank with one another. A year ago, 12 months ago, I had him number one on my big board going into his final year at Michigan, and I overthought it. I didn't trust the tape, and he is proving me and everyone else who doubted him wrong because he had a fantastic Week 1 game against the Saints. Chris Olave can attest to as much because he ran right through Chris Olave on one of his past breakups on Sunday.
Okay, so if like Ryan Wilson, the therapist, now is talking to Ryan Wilson back then, what is the suggestion coming from the therapist with this little notepad here, Ryan?
Don't overthink it. If someone's good at something, they're probably good at something.
Ryan Wilson, excuse me. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you very soon. Enjoy the games coming up. You can hear more from Ryan and all of our friends on With the First Pick. No, this is not just about the draft. They're going to talk about a lot of the players that were drafted and just how things are going during the season on that show. You can scan the QR code to watch it, or you can listen to it.